Russians are literally freaking out. Ukrainian armed forces successfully use American-produced Atacms ballistic tactical missiles for precision strikes on military targets. Until 18 November 2025, Ukraine had not officially confirmed the use of these missiles outside its own territory. Since 2022, Russia has used ballistic missiles, such as Iskander-M, North Korean KN-23, and Iskander-K, to target Ukrainian cities almost every day. Often, Moscow has used it to strike civilian buildings. The occupiers have also used an intermediate ballistic missile system on Dnipro in 2024. On 16 October, Ukraine documented a Russian attack with a record number of ballistic missiles, destroying over 60% of its gas capacity. Ukraine had permission to conduct Atacms strikes since November 2024. But from late spring 2025, the approval mechanism for each strike limited the use of missiles. Only in November 2025 were Ukrainian forces able to carry out a successful and precise strike, which the General Staff called a landmark event. Despite constant challenges from Russian offensives, Ukrainians remain resilient, demonstrating determination to consistently and systematically defend their homeland, stated the General Staff. The military emphasized that the use of long-range precision strike systems, including Atacms, would continue. Previously, Russian telegram channels claimed a Ukrainian ballistic missile strike on Voronezh using Grim-2 or Sapsan missiles. Voronezh Governor Alexander Gusev did not confirm the use of these missiles, stating that the city was attacked by drones. Ukraine's drone strike on Rosneft's Ryazan refinery, one of Russia's largest, has forced the plant to halt crude processing until at least the end of November, according to industry sources. No fuel shipments are expected before December 1st. It's the latest hit in Ukraine's campaign to degrade Russia's energy infrastructure from within. Eyewitnesses captured on video a targeted strike by a Russian K-101 cruise missile on a residential apartment building in Ternopil. Despite this, the Russian media cynically claim that the impact was allegedly caused by Ukrainian air defense missiles. The video of the strike was posted on the Air Guard UA Telegram channel. The use of this particular missile was confirmed by Yuri Ikhnat, head of the communications department of the Air Force Command of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. These were Kh-101 missiles, Caliber missiles, and one ballistic missile launched from the north. Thus, no launches from strategic aviation were recorded, Ikhnat noted. On the night of November 19th, Russia launched massive strikes in several regions of Ukraine: Kharkiv, Lviv, Ternopil, and Chernihiv regions. According to police, the death toll in Ternopil has already reached 20 people. The K-101 strategic cruise missile is designed to minimize its radar signature. Its development began in 1995, and the missile was put into service in 2013. The missile is carried by two 95 MSM and two 160 strategic bombers. The missile uses a combined inertial guidance system with optoelectronic correction and activation of the homing head at the final stage of flight. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, the wreckage of one of the cruise missiles that hit the 9-story building has already been identified. This is an K-101 missile manufactured in the fourth quarter of 2025, the Ukrainian Air Force said. Russian propaganda is once again using the narrative that the destruction of the building in Ternopil and the deaths of civilians are allegedly the consequences of Ukrainian air defense, not the result of Russian missile strikes. The propagandists spread this narrative even before any video, satellite images, or official data became available, without any evidence, in a preemptive manner. They do not provide alternative explanations, and repeat only the claim that it was air defense, even when video evidence of a direct hit by a Russian missile on the house has been released. A similar incident occurred in July last year, when a Russian Kh-101 missile hit the Okhmatdit hospital in Kiev. Russian propagandists are still bitter about the Russian robot. They complain their robots can't do anything compared to the American and Chinese ones, yet cost several times more.
Elon Musk is launching a factory for the production of robots, humanoid ones, which will move at a quite considerable speed, and 1 million of them will be produced, he promises, by next year. 1 million units at a price of under $60,000, right? If not even less. China is already demonstrating right now to Kitata, look, our robots are going to build. Meanwhile, some company, 2 people, to the music from the Rocky movie, bring out something that just falls over. And then the clumsy ones pull out some, some black cloth, but then they claim, no, our facial muscles are very strong, that's just great, we'll now pose them like this, waist high.
No, but this you know.
This is a really awesome startup, and it's going to cost money that...
I wouldn't get too caught up in that. We always say they're making robots, so we should too.
Well, that's not what distracts me. Pause. What distracts me is that you can't fool around.
Fooling, sure.
Because the whole world starts to make fun of us. We are belittling ourselves for no reason. Why did they even go out there? What exactly were they trying to do?
And why call a Russian robot by the English word idol?
And walk out to Rocky's music?
Idol is a false god.
What's it about?
And why show what?
By the way, Rocky music too.
The Russian Yantar reconnaissance vessel blinded a British P-8A Poseidon patrol aircraft with a laser. Navy Lookout reported on this. The incident took place in the waters off Scotland, where the ship was on the border of the British Exclusive Economic Zone. According to British Defense Secretary John Hilly, the use of lasers is considered a hostile act because they can blind pilots or cause long-term damage to their eyesight. It is worth noting that the British plane was monitoring the Russian Yantar, a reconnaissance ship of the Russian Navy designed to monitor underwater infrastructure. The vessel had previously passed by Britain and crossed the waters of the North Sea, the Irish Sea, and the Norwegian Sea, where the incident occurred. Currently, the Russian ship is being monitored by the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force, with surface warships including the Type 23 frigate HMS Somerset, which was recently deployed in the region to monitor and tow hydroacoustic equipment for detecting submarines. It should be noted that this is not the first time this reconnaissance vessel has used a laser. In July 2025, the Yantar also reconnoitered underwater infrastructure off the coast of northern Scotland, where, according to the Royal Air Force, it used a laser against the pilots accompanying the ship. Militarny previously reported that the Chinese military used a laser to target a German aircraft flying in the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea in the interests of the European Maritime Security Operation ASPIDES. The source of the radiation could have been a ground-based installation at a Chinese logistics base in Djibouti, where there have been incidents of laser injuries to American pilots. In May 2018, 2 American pilots of a C-130 military transport aircraft suffered minor eye injuries as a result of exposure to a military-grade laser in Djibouti. The Pentagon then concluded that China had deployed them.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.